Pattern number 9. This is a very interesting one, guys, and it's related to the last pattern. So let's have a look right now. They were arrested by the police. What's the pattern here, guys? You should know already because we talked about it in the last lesson. We've got the verb to be, were, and we've got which verb, guys? Is this verb 1? No. Verb 2? Okay, maybe. Or is it verb 3? Yes, it is verb 3. So the pattern number 9 is to be plus verb 3 when you're using the passive voice. And remember, we talked about the passive voice in the last lesson. Now, you're probably asking, what is a verb 3? This is not a grammar course, so we're not going to go into it very deeply, but we'll very quickly have a look at some examples of verb 3s. Now, verb 3s are also called past participles. So let's have a look at some examples. Verb 1, eat. This is the most basic form of the verb. Verb 2, ate. This is the simple past tense verb. And verb 3 is eaten. So if we use this pattern, we need to use verb 3. An example could be, the cake was eaten. Simple. To be plus verb 3. Let's have a look at some more examples. Put, put, put. So this is very, very simple, guys. Verb 1 is put, verb 2 is put, verb 3 is put. See, saw, seen. So if you want to make a passive voice sentence with this verb, you need to choose seen. Next one, watch, watched, and watched. Talk, talked, and talked. Drink, drank, drunk. So some words you have to completely change to make a verb 3. For example, eat to eaten, we change the word. Some verbs you don't change at all. Put, put, put. That's easy, right? Some you just add ed. For example, watch and talk. We say watch and watched. Talk and talked. And drink, for example, you have to change the word completely and say drunk. Okay, let's have a look at some more examples. The cake is made with a lot of delicious ingredients. So we've got verb to be and we've got verb 3 because it's a passive voice sentence. Next one, trees were cut down by the company. So the trees are receiving the action. We've got the verb to be, so we need verb 3 because it's a passive voice sentence. The sausages are being eaten by John. Passive voice, we've got the verb to be and we need a verb 3. And last one, the notes will be given to you. We've got the verb to be, so we need verb 3. So just remember, guys, if you're making a passive voice sentence where something receives the action, you need to use to be plus verb 3. Now there's one exception we need to talk about, and we talked about it in the last pattern, pattern 8. That is, to be is often used with verb ing, especially if you're using an active voice sentence. This is the opposite to a passive voice. Now, sometimes you might use to be plus verb ing in a passive voice sentence. And there was one example on the previous slide, so let's have a look. The sausages are being, so look what we've got. We've got to be plus verb ing, eaten by John. So we've got to be plus verb ing plus verb 3. Now this is the most common structure you will see, guys, with ing when you're using a passive voice sentence. You'll see are or verb to be plus being plus verb 3. So normally if you're using the passive voice, you just need to be plus verb 3, but if you make a continuous tense sentence into the passive voice, so that means verbs with ing, then you will need to use being. The active voice sentence, guys, is John is eating the sausages. Now, to change that, we need to say the sausages are being eaten by John. So don't worry about this too much. Just know that normally we say to be plus verb 3, but sometimes if you have a continuous sentence, something with ing, then you might need to say to be plus being plus verb 3. But just remember for now, guys, if you're making a passive voice sentence, you always need verb 3 and you always need to be, but sometimes you might need something in the middle, like the word being.